All right, I want to start off by saying Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharashai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharashai, Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yaharashai, Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yaharashai, by Hashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that told me this doctrine and truth and sincerity. Shalom to elect. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, which means He is or He exists. By Hashem in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We know His name to be Yaharashai, which means He is the deliverer. He is the savior for the Hebrew Israelites from the pedigree of your father. By Hashem in the name of the Rokach Quadash, which means the Holy Spirit that's able to give us the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of who we are, which are the true Hebrew Israelites. If you're a so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, or of the speckled bird looking like the other nations in your spirit, bear witness with this doctrine. You could be one elect. Shalom. We've been discontinued from our heritage because we went off following after false gods and false idols, not following the law, statute, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. So we were sent into captivity, and we're still in captivity. But at the latter days, through Yahawashi HaMashiach, which is our Savior, being that perfect sacrifice that He would give us, He would wake up our spiritual minds, because we were dead from the neck up. We didn't know who we were. We were calling ourselves blacks, Negroes, Latinos, and other bywords that Esau Edom has given us with his lies and deception. And Esau means wasted away he is. And they are the biblical Edomites. They are our enemy in the flesh that runs this world. They are the self-proclaimed white men, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Soros that have hidden who you were, right? They have hidden who you are by stealing your heritage, stealing your lands, dividing up people, breaking the sunders, breaking the bands, splitting us up and not telling us who we truly were. Okay. And he is the lead. That's one of his gifts is lies and deception. And it said in the latter days that he would have the fatness of the earth, which are the best places, the best foods, the best, whatever that this world has to offer as far as, vanity things, and he would control it with the great sword. That's why you see military bases in over 80 countries. You see wickedness at an all-time high, because where they push their most abominations is Babylon the Great, and Babylon the Great is America today. Okay, this is Rome 2.0, and what are they pushing? Lies and deception, and they're getting exposed through the consuming fire, the mouth of Yahweh Hashem Yaharashai, which is his prophets. And his prophets are being those watchmen, being those watchmen and filtering it through the scriptures and giving edification and giving comfort through the scriptures, because that's what Yaharashai is. He comforts us through the scriptures because, again, we're going into a very dark time. This is the beginning stages of it. You're seeing people killing themselves for no reason, killing whole families. You see people want to be transformers, men on men, woman on woman. So these were the signs of the end. You see earthquakes and all around the world. Okay, you see wars and rumors of wars. You see sedition amongst the people. You see people revolting against the governments. Why? Because of their draconian measures, their propaganda. And this is, what the article, this is what this epistle is going to be about, is Esau Edom being exposed, right? Through his alternative networks, his media. Okay, he's being exposed by, I'm pretty sure, probably his own people, right? But now, through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yaharashai, he's given it to his servants to be able to filter it through the scriptures. So, Lord willing, be edifying. So, NBC News, U.S. plotting out phony intel as part of the info war with Russia. So, again, the info war. And that's what they're losing at, too. They're losing in the info war because they thought they could be able to hide the prophets. Okay, and the prophets are the ones that they're really upset about, because they're getting exposed for who they are, which is Esau Edom. Okay, the Edomites, going back to Edom, goes back to red. Okay, and they are the true red men. Why? Because of the killing, going back to Cain killing his brother Abel, and then he had that mark on him of what? Leprosy. Okay, and he's being exposed for who you are, because red means stop, look, pay attention. Okay. And so, right here, This is an article. It says, in a break with the past, and also, you have Russia, which is the eastern side of the country, right? They are exposing Babylon the Great for their enchantments, far as these false flags, these psyops that they're having. Like, for instance, one, there's been about three or four, but one that I remember, I did a video on it, and it was a missile had hit a train station, and it killed a bunch of people, and it said in Russian, this is for the children, right? And then this guy had did an article far as exposing that they don't even use those type of missiles. That was an old missile that they use in the USSR, which is actually used by Ukraine. And Ukraine is painted as this beautiful place. They never did nothing wrong, but what's coming out? They have biolabs over there. They're part of they have Nazis over there, and their corruption's being pointed out. Then you have Vladimir Putin, or not Vladimir Putin, Slovakia, Zondervan Zelensky, okay, the president of Ukraine. He's a small hatter. He was an actor. Okay, he's throwing up Masonic signs. Okay, going back to Masonry, going back to elites. Okay, he has a Transformer video. So all these things are red flags going back to Esau of who he actually is. Okay, because this is how you know who this man is, and he's being revealed. It says, in a break with the past, U.S. is using intel to fight an info war with Russia, even when the intel isn't rock solid. Yeah, so that they're just saying whatever they can to be able to deflect what they're doing. It doesn't have to be sold intelligence. One U.S. official said it's more important to get ahead of them, Putin, especially before they do something. Okay, so they want to get ahead of what? Them being painted as the big bad wolf by these other nations. Okay, which that is going to happen because that's prophecy. Prophecy means the forecast, and the prophecy, it says in the scriptures that these other nations are going to turn against Babylon the Great. Why? Because all the rape, robbing, murdering in these other countries. Again, they enlarge their they enlarge their place as hell and live as death. I want to get something real quick. Let me get it, because I think it's Operation. Yeah, let me actually get that real quick. I'm gonna look it up right here. Because Operation Mockingbird is something where they control the media, okay? And they already been exposed for doing that a long time ago. I think this was in the, let's see. Yeah, I'll just get it in the Wikipedia, because this is important to know that Operation Mockingbird is a alleged large-scale, and it's not alleged, okay? They already been exposed for it. If you look up, I did articles about it, far as who owns these actual media outlets. It's all owned by Esau Edom, okay? Operation Mockingbird is alleged large-scale program of United States Central Intelligence, which is CIA, which is also part of Esau Edom's deception. Then beginning in the early years of the Cold War, attempted to manipulate news media for propaganda. So again, this is their propaganda. Just want to get this word manipulate. Yeah. Have to get it over here. So Operation Mockingbird, they're already showing you that that's what that is. That's what they were doing back, I think it was back in the 60s. Manipulate, handle, or control. Okay, a tool. And these are the instruments of the churro. Okay, going back to Isaiah 32. To control or influence. Cleverly, unfairly, unscrupulously. Yeah, so that's how they control what the masses of people. Mass goes back to death. Okay, and this is all propaganda. Let's get the definition of that. Propaganda, information, especially or bias or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. So what is their particular point and cause? Because what would it profit Russia to hit these civilian places? These are civilians. They're not even in war. Why would they hit these civilian places? That just paints them as a wicked people. They wouldn't do that. But if you had propaganda or you had these psyops, That's what the enemy would do to be able to paint them as a big bad wolf for them, because they want to have reason to go into this war. Okay. So again, let me read that again. Propaganda, information, especially our biased, misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. Again, them going over there to be able to take the resources of Russia. So it says U.S. officials said that the indications suggested Russia might be preparing to use chemical agents in Ukraine. President Joe Biden, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, President Joe Biden later said publicly, but 3 U.S. officials told NBC News this week there is no evidence Russia has brought any chemical weapons near Ukraine. So that's the point of this whole lesson, is they're coming with lies and deception. Joe Butthead, he's saying one thing, and then you have these NBC News reporters that report on them every day. They're saying there's no evidence. Okay, so this is all in the scriptures. So we got that word propaganda. Start from here. So this is Revelation 20:1. That after that deadly wound, let me get it. Revelation 20:1. I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. So again, that bottomless pit refers to in Europe. Okay, why? Because they don't have the resources to be able to grow anything. Okay, it's unfruitful. Right? And a great chain, that goes back to the slavery, because again, they were put down for 1,000 years because of their wickedness. But then after which was Rome, okay, put down for 1,000 years, and now starting in the mid 1300s, they came back with lies and deceptions. They were estranged from the womb, telling lies. And what was the first thing they did was cross out our Lord, cross out the faces of the judges of the dark images, and put their faces of the pale images of naked babies, bringing forth Roman Catholicism, bringing forth Christianity, and bringing forth their lies and deception. 2, and he said, hold on to the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So again, he was bound 1,000 years from doing anything. He was in the clefts in the rocks. He was put at a low estate, which is, we're speaking about Esau, Edom. Okay. 3, and cast him into bottomless pit and shut him down and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosened a little season. So again, this is the little season that he's loosened. And we see that this is at the end of his reign. Okay. And in that, in his little season, okay, he has told many lies. So let's go from Slocky, let me highlight it. Psalms 58:2. Yeah, in the heart they work wickedness and weigh the violence of their hands of the earth. So again, they plot injustice and spread violence throughout the land. So what they're doing over there in Ukraine is they're using them. Okay, even though they're wicked too, because they're Edomites too. But the innocent people, there could be Israelites over there. Okay, but they're getting the little children and stuff like that. They're getting knocked off. Now we know a lot of it is a smokescreen and a psyop, but people are still dying. Okay, and they spread their violence. Why? Because they want to be able to push forth their propaganda. Okay, which is a new world order, Novus Ordo Seclorum, to have everyone linked up to their technology, which is through charagma, which is a graven image in your forehead, in your hand, to have you be a perpetual slave. And if you don't comply, it's a get down or lay down mentality. Okay, and this is all around. This is in an ointment sense. This is all around the world. Psalms 58:3. The wicked, right? Who is that? Esau, Edom, referring to Malachi 1-3, right? Where they are estranged from the womb, telling lies. Okay, and then we went back to what that womb actually was. That goes back to after that 1300s. It goes back to after that 1,000 years they were bound by that chain, and then in about the mid 1300s, they started telling lies and deception, because they were back. They had Yahweh Hashem Rashai have given them their portion, right? Which is for what? A little season. So the wicked are estranged from the womb. The wicked are estranged from the Slakia. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay, and this is one of their lies, and they're getting exposed by their alternative networks and ultimately by the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Rashai. 4. Their poison is like a poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth the ear. So then they're having people fight, people that are ignorant and they don't know what Esau Edom's doing. They're over there fighting in this war because they think it's a good thing. Okay, they think that they're standing up for their country, but ultimately they're fighting the wrong person, right? 5. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. So again, those charmers are actually the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they don't listen to the things that are about to happen and turn from their evil ways, because again, they are that potter, or Slakia, they are that vessel that was created for wrath and destruction. Okay, and these are the wicked. Malachi 1 and 4. This is why the Lord hates them. Okay, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build their desolate places. Thus said Adonai Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Adonai Yahweh had indignation, which is righteous anger forever. Okay, so again, and that's what they did after the, they were in the mid 1300s. They started building the desolate places, started building back up their wickedness, right? And then also another example of that is Petra that you have, or Washington D.C., which looks like Petra. Okay, then you have the pyramids over there in Las Vegas and over there in Memphis. Okay, you have the obliques, which are over there in D.C. Okay, then you have the Democrat and the Republican, which goes back to the plebeian and patrician. Then you have the fast food, which goes back to Rome. So all these are signs that that Esau Edom is still here. So those that say that they're not are the wicked, and they are led astray, and they're going to get thrust through. So let's see. And what's happening right now is Esau Edom is being made bare. Okay, by his lies and deceptions. There's no more wisdom and teaming, as it speaks about. And I think that's 7. I'm going to skip around. Yeah, so we'll get this right here. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus said Adonai Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman, and Teman are the Germans. Okay, and they are the wisest of the Edomites. Okay, which is the self-proclaimed white man. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, so they're not able to have their enchantments on the people like they once did. Because before they had people under seduction, like for instance, the hip-hop industry. People were under that seduction of, them accusing thy brethren. They were able to confuse a lot of our people. But now through the Yahweh Shema Shai to the Ruach HaKodesh, we're able to, the servants of Yahweh Shema Shai are able to wake up and give our people warning. Okay, and their wisdom is getting sunken out of them. Why? Because they're being made bare. Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So again, yeah, they're getting exposed for who they are. That's why they're taking down those statues, of old slave owners. Okay, they're taking them down, and they're trying to take away their history of slavery because they don't want to be painted as those of who they really are. Okay, and I want to let's see if it has anything for bear. Uncover, remove. This is in the Hebrews 15:40. To uncover, remove, depart, uncover oneself. Because again, this whore, a whore, what does she do? She starts to take off her clothes or whatever like that. And that's known as Babylon the Great. And she's being uncovered for who she actually really is. Okay? Which is lies and deception. And that's what Esau Edom is. He's being made bare, naked, to make known, to show. And how is he being shown? Starting with the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and then these alternative networks. Okay, they're being exposed for the wickedness that they're doing. Okay, that's why they call things misinformation, right? Why they're knocking brothers' videos down. That's the reason why. Because again, they're that dreadful sound in their ear. To be uncovered, to reveal oneself. Yeah, so the son of perdition is being revealed. Let's see if we have any more. Yeah, to discover, because again, we didn't know who Esau Edom was. But now he's being revealed. It's referring to a Second Thessalonians. Let me get something else. Oh yeah, bare. Yeah, to strip off, lay bare, make bare, draw out. Okay. Yeah, and he's being drawn out by what? Yahweh. Yahweh gave the decree to Yahawashi. Yahawashi gave the decree to the prophets to be able to draw this out, draw this devil out and point him out. Uncover, yep. And let's get this. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So again, he's being revealed. He's being uncovered. Uncovered of what? His lies and deception. Okay? And when you go into that word perdition, it goes into destruction. Right? And that's what these psyops are doing. They're creating destruction and having people fight for they don't even know why they're fighting. Okay? And that falling away came for the Hebrew Israelites in the 70 AD, because that's the last time we were actually, we basically knew who we were, as far as we were at a high level. Okay. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So again, his pride has got him to a level where he thinks that he can't be stopped. Okay? So he exalts himself like he is God. That's why he's trying to hit you with his pseudoscience, which is lying wonders. And science goes back to know, and they don't actually know. So when they put out these psyops, they don't actually know what they do, but they know that they are wickedness. Okay? And it's all to bring forth their agenda, which is the New World Order, Novus Ordo Seclorum, to have a one world cashless society, one world military, and ultimately everyone karagman up, which is a graven image in your forehead or in your hand, to have you be a perpetual slave. And it's something that's physical. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then when that wicked shall be revealed, so he's being revealed right now, whom the Lord Yahawashi shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So who's the spirit of his mouth? The prophets. Okay, Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that prophesy of old are of new, of evils, pestilence. Okay, roughly paraphrasing that. But they are consuming this, which goes back to, that fire. That fire, they're I want to say Jeremiah 5 and 14. Okay, every time that a prophet of Yahweh Shema Shai speaks the truth, that's like fire to Esau Edom's kingdom. Okay, the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So again, our Lord Yahweh Shai is knocking them down through this word, and ultimately it's going to be physical, because he said he's going to come with the sword. Okay. 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. So again, with his lying miracles, and again, how do they do that? By the deception. So I want to get this real quick. So they're lying, they're pseudos. Greek 5579, a lie, conscious, intentional falsehood, and in broad sense, what this is the point I want to get right here, because this is exactly what's going on. Okay, that highlighted right there. It says, in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. So again, with these false flags and these psyops in these certain places, far as they had the train station. Then you have they're saying that that Russia's having chemical warfare on certain people, that they killed like over 60 people. It says, in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. So again, it seems to be one way because they're painting that through their media, which goes back to witchcraft and sorcery. Okay, but it says in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. So again, whatever is not what it seems to be. Again, they're pseudos. That's their pseudoscience. Pseudos means lying. Okay, and science means to know. Okay, and they don't know nothing. They just know that it's going to bring forth wickedness, right? In a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be is not what. Yeah, con. Whatever it is not what it seems to be. So again, that's through their propaganda, through their legislation, but through the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, this devil is being revealed and he's being consumed. And it's putting a fire to his kingdom. So again, this was another one, just to add on to that. Okay, this is because they were speaking. I'm not going to get. I did an article about this, I think, a couple weeks ago or whatever when it came out. It says a list of Americans coordinating bioweapons research at Pentagon biolabs. So again, these devils, and how did they get exposed? I think it says right here. Yeah, right here. It says on Thursday, the Russian. I'll just highlight it. Yeah, on Thursday, the Russian military defense, DoD, released new files procured by Russian forces in eastern Ukraine, which include communications between American financier Hunter Biden. So again, that's Joe Butthead's son. The son of U.S. President Joe Biden figures engaged in biological research Ukraine that his investment company aided in financing. So again, these dudes are getting paid under the table. They also have deals with China, and Russia, they're allies against America, showing you that they're all doing underlining deals, showing you it may seem like one thing, but it's another. They're pseudos. It says the documents revealed in an intent to create a central depository of especially dangerous microorganisms of Kyiv, according to Russia MOD spokesperson. Okay, and the reason why they have this information, because Russia has taken over a lot of those places. Okay, and when you take over the places, what do? You get the intel about what they're actually doing, and this is the intel that they got. Okay, and it says right here. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, so this is what they were doing over there. Okay, these are drones. And what they were doing is with these drones, I don't know if you can really see that. Yeah, so with these little drones, and what they do is they put the chemicals over them and then they spread them over all the land. And that's why Russia got upset with them and went over there, because to destroy these biolabs, right? And also, that's another, and this is all the places that they hit. You can't really see it that good. Okay, those are all the places that they hit, far as coming over there to Russia. That's why Russia, moved over there, moved on them. Why? Because they're Esau too. And they are what? They're wiser than Daniel. They still have the wisdom for as far as wickedness. Okay? And it's the same thing they do over here with that aluminum barium, which is the chemtrails that are in the air. They spray it over, you look out, it'll be the nicest day, nicest day. And then you look out, you'll see, these smoke cloud. They look like smoke just basically going around. Okay. And they are putting aluminum into your, on top of you. Okay. Slowly killing you. So when you actually, die of these certain, diseases, they're nowhere to be found, because they're like, nah, we don't know why they have that. But again, it says in Sirach 12:10, if adversity comes, he shall be right there. And that's him. Okay. And that's what he's doing over there. These are more stronger bioweapons. And those are the people right there that were, that got caught up, doing what he was doing, as far as Joe Butthead. And again, these are all Esau Edom being exposed for his wickedness. It says Hunter Biden's investment fund linked to Ukrainian biolabs engaged in Pantheon research, Russian Defense Ministry. So again, it's a screen grab of Russian Defense Ministry briefing showing U.S. sponsored biolabs. So again, these are all their biolabs that they have. Right, all over these countries. Now I think it's in Russian, so we can't really see it. But this is all the biolabs that they have. Look at all the places in the yellow. Okay. So going back to it, it says the Russian Defense Military released on March 24th the latest results on the analysis of information about the 30 Pentagon-funded Ukraine biolabs engaged in dangerous and illegal research on deadly pathogens. Let's get that word for pathogens. Pathogens. A biological pathogen is the oldest and broadest sense in any organism that can produce disease. A pathogen may also be deferred to use an infectious agent or simple germ. So again, pathogen is defined as an organism causing disease as host. Severity, disease symptoms referred to virulence. So that's that thing that went out a couple years ago. Okay, and they have a center of controlled disease. Okay, I'm not going to go too far into that, but this is the same thing. Esau Edom's being exposed for his wickedness, right? Going back to this article right here. It says, it was an attention-grabbing assertion that made the headlines around the world. U.S. officials said that indications suggested Russia might be preparing to use chemical agents in Ukraine. President Joe Biden later said it was publicly, but 3 U.S. officials. So Joe Biden said this publicly. This is supposed to be our leader. But 3 U.S. officials told NBC News this week there is no evidence Russia has brought any chemical weapons near Ukraine. They said the U.S. released the information to deter Russia from the using ban. It says it's one string of examples that Biden administration is breaking with recent precedent by deploying declassified intelligence as part of the information war. So declassified, past tense, official declared to be no longer secret. So again, they're saying that it's declassified. That's what they do whenever they have they got dirt on whenever someone has dirt on them, they'll say it's declassified. They'll put the evidence out, but then they'll cover up the actual words, right? The ministry, yeah, but they're not bringing nothing out. Okay, they're just lies and deception. Yeah, it says right here, the U.S. lied about WMDs, lied about Saddam working with Al-Qaeda, and lied about Assad gashing on his own people. So again, that's how they knocked down a lot of these, as I said, Al-Qaeda or Saddam Hussein. Well, Saddam was the dude over there that they caught him in the bunker, okay? So they lied about it so they could be able to steal his gold and steal his land, steal his oil. On the same note, they lied about Trump being in bed with Russia and lied about January 6th being an insurrection. Yeah, so we know that's all a psyop. So suggest or intelligence community putting out phony intel is a break from the past. It's not comical. It is also comical to suggest that this propaganda, we read what propaganda is, was to target Putin and not con the war-weary general public in supporting the war effort as the war. Because again, when they go into these wars, they gain money. And what does they do? And also they're able to pass a lot of the legislation far as in, because we're under a National Emergency Act, so they can be able to come in with their martial law. It says, at the times, Biden administration has released information which it has less confidence or about things are possible rather than truly likely. Last week, U.S. officials told reporters that they had no intelligence, suggested Putin is being misled by his own advisors who are afraid to tell him the truth. But when Biden was asked about disclosure later in that day after he made headlines around the globe, he was less definite. This is an open question. There is a lot of speculation, Biden told reporters, but it seems to be, I'm not saying it was certainly, he seems to be self-isolating. Again, this is just made up shit that they made up. Oh, he's self-isolating, right? The decree which Putin is isolated and relying on flawed information can be verified. Again, just lying. 2 U.S. officials said the intelligence about whether Putin's inner circle was lying to him wasn't conclusive. So they're lying, trying to break down and do. Now we know Vladimir Putin, he's Esau Edom too. But again, these devils are the same people. They're the same people. They're just trying to point the finger. It's like one criminal gets caught for killing somebody, right? And they're a straight killer. They done killed 20 people. And then they're like, nah, look at him. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. There's no honor amongst thieves, right? It says, these were all obvious lies and yet are controlled the media put them all out without the slightest hint of skepticism, acting in essence in U.S. intelligence operatives. Tomorrow they are dutifully put on more regime lies and disinformation, showing you they're the ones with the disinformation, fed to them that exact same intelligence sources and demand those of insisting it's all lies get banned and censored off social media. So again, they're exposing themselves. And these are all, let's get this. This is a false flag. Okay. A false flag operation is an act of committed with intent and disguising the actual source of responsibility, pinning blame on another party. The term false flag originated in the 16th century. So again, pinning something on the other people and not being accounted for what? Your actions. Okay. Let's see, where did I have that? Bear with me 1 second. All right. So deception, the act of deceiving one, deceit, double dealing, fraud, cheating, trickery, hoodwinking. Okay, these are all cunning, and we know Esau Edom is a cunning hunter, crafty. Yeah, he's very crafty. You know, he'll you believe if it was possible, he would deceive the very elect. Okay, basic PSYOP principles. PSYOP is an art. A science means to know. As part of a PSYOP is a process planning, target, audience analysis, product development, and testing. PSYOP works best when based on the truth. PSYOP must be coordinated, synchronized, integrated, and deconflicted with all the actions and messages need to use. So again, they're telling these lies, but again, the wisdom is being taken out of teaming. They're not able to have the enchantments like they once were. You know, and these are the PSYOP as far as the pyramid. You know, they attack your morality, their esteem, the loving, belong, friendship. You know, these are, and also goes into their colors, as far as the color deception that they use. Okay, because you keep seeing that blue and that yellow. Okay, and the yellow symbolizes what? Friendship, you know, everything's good. And then the blue, a problem solving, lack of, you know, creativity, morality, you know, problem solving. You want to try to make something right. So again, they're attacking your that's why people are waxing colder, going back into psychos. Okay, this is another thing which says false flag. This is a group of measures carried out by a country by intending to deal military strikes against own interests, accuse rivals countries of carrying them out. That's exactly what they're doing over there. And they're being exposed by the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Rashai. Okay, and also by their own people. So let's go into right here. Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Who is our enemy? Esau Edom, and even 2/3 of our people, because they're going to be the ones that are going to come against the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Rashai. Because why? They despise Yahweh Rashai. Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Let me read this in the NLT. Hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from his gang of wrongdoers. So again, that goes back to Psalms 83, that crafty counsel, because it's not just Esau Edom. You also have the Moabites, the Hagarenes, okay, the Philistines. You know, you have all these different nations that have consulted together to hide hide the hidden ones, which are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay. 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So again, Joe Butthead was over there in Poland, and he was speaking about, he said at the end of his speech, he said, God bless our troops, God bless America. Okay, America goes back to bitter, so God bless bitter, and their God is Satan. Okay, and they use bitter words because also another thing that he said they need a regime change over there in Vladimir Putin. So again, these devils are speaking very pridefully, okay, because they know that's war talk. But that's ultimately what they want. They want that war so they can be able to implement more of their New World Order agenda. 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly did they shoot at him and fear not. Yeah, so, you know, that goes into, it says they shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and furiously. Yeah, so, again, that goes into the elect, you know, shooting at them with the different information, okay? And even going down to the children, and they don't care who they hit, right? 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares, and privily they say, who shall see them? Okay, and that's what they do. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. whatever that they do is to be able to give that diligent search. I just want to get this word snares. Hebrews 41:70, bait, lure, snare. So they're going to lure people into what? Taking that charagma. Okay? They're going to lure people into what they're fear-mongering because of war, right? We see that there's a war going on. No man is safe from, it's a mob deep. But, when they see the war going on, people are not, they want to trust in their government if they don't have the comforter. But we know never to trust thine enemy, which is Esau, Edom, which is the government. Government goes back to mind control, and that's what they want to do. They want to put you in a trance with their enchantments. Okay? And they're going to lure those that don't have the comforter. They're going to lure those, the innocent, right? The people that don't know who they are. To lure, to entice, snare, lay, to set a trap. And we know Esau, Edom is a cunning hunter, referring to Genesis 25. The fowlers lay snares, devices of the wicked. Okay, because again, it goes into Ephesians 6:11, where it speaks about the wiles of the devil. And when you go into that word wiles, it goes into the cunning craftiness of the wicked, right? Because people are very they trust in the government. They trust in iniquity, right? Because again, all the abominations. So I read that again. 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares, and privily they say, who shall see them? So again, Yahweh Shem Rashai sees them. His eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. Proverbs 15:3, his eyes are in all place. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Okay, and he's the one that's actually controlling this. Yahweh Shem Rashai. Esau, Edom has been deceived. He's not in control. He's in perfect order, right? Bringing in prophecy, which is ultimately to bring in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, and Lord willing, we're joint heirs. Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, but their inward thought of everyone that them and their heart is deep. So again, their wickedness, they feel like they can be able to accomplish it. Why? Because Yahweh Shema Shai has deceived them. I want to get this in the NLT. Psalm 64:6. As they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. What is the perfect plan? New World Order. Their enchantments, their psyops, their false flags. These are their perfect plans. Yes, the human heart and the mind are cunning. Yeah, so they believe that they are cunning because they believe that they're doing this on their will. But we know a man's goings are of the Lord. And they're being revealed by their own alternative networks. These NBC News, NBC is owned by Esau Edom. And I brought that out as far as Operation Mockingbird. Okay. Psalm 64:8. They shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So again, and people are trying to flee away from this devil, but only the elect are going to be able to have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of what's going on, and to be able to, Lord willing, be saved at the end. Lord willing, we endure. So I have wow. I'm just going to get a couple more scriptures because I already been. Yeah, there's just so many things on you could expose to Esau, Edom, but we'll just make 3 more scriptures. Psalms 55:21. The words of their mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in their heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So again, Joe Butthead was over there talking to the Ukrainians and telling them how he's gonna, they sent $13 billion over there. We're gonna give you help. We're gonna give you aid. You can come over to America. They brought like 300,000 people over here in America. And they're going to be the next crop of slaves. So, and again, he's speaking smoothly, God bless and all that, but it's all deceit. It's all lies and deception, right? It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So again, yeah, they're drawing swords. Let me get this. Psalms 10:4. 5. Psalms 10:5, his ways are always grievous, the judgments are far above, out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffeth at them. So again, he's puffing at Russia and these other countries too, because they're trying to put down sanctions. 6, he said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So again, he said he doesn't think that he's going to get in trouble because he's trusting in his sword, which is the blessing from Isaac, which was Yahweh Shai if he could receive it. 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Yeah, so let me read this in NLT. Their mouths are full of cursing, lies, and threats. Trouble and evil are on the tips of their tongues. Okay? And that's what they do. Constant lies and deception. 8. I want to read this in NLT. They lurk in ambush in the villages, waiting to murder the innocent people. They are always searching for helpless victims. Again, and these Ukrainians are helpless victims. Why? Because they don't have no place to go. Okay? They don't have no place to go. They don't have no food, so they're just going to comply to whatever Esau Edom wants to comply to. And that goes into that churro with his instruments. And I'll end it right there. Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl, right, which is the scoundrel, the wicked churl, said to be bountiful. Yeah, so Babylon the Great is not respected anymore. Why? Because they don't have that power like they once did. 6. And ultimately because Yahweh Shem Rashai is consuming them with the mouths of the prophets, right? 6. For the vile person will speak violently in his heart, and his work in his iniquity to practice hypocrisy and utter error against Adonai Yahweh to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Yeah, so is not, Esau Edom is done. Okay. Yeah, I want to get this in the NLT. It says, for fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about Yahweh Shem Rashai. And one of the things that I saw was they have Joe Butthead. He said that Transformers are in the image of Yahweh. Okay, so that's the most, that's just it. And then he swore on the biggest Bible, and then he put all these laws in for these Transformers and men on men, woman on woman. Okay, they deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. 7. The smooth tricks of the scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just. 8. But the generous people plan to do what is generous, and they stand firm in their generosity. Okay. Yeah, we got to stand stiffly on this word. And the liberal shall no more be called liberal. Why? Because he's been exposed by the prophets of Yahweh Shem Rashai. This word, which is Yahweh Shai. And I'll end it right here. This is Job 13:4. Because this is what they are. Worthless quacks, right? Job 13:4. But you are forgers of lies. You are physicians of no value. Okay? Straight and to the point. Read it again. Job 13:4. But you are forgers of lies. And who is that speaking about? Esau, Edom. And you are physicians of no value. Again, they're not the physician. Physician is Yahawashi. They are the disease. Okay? And the physician is Yahawashi. But they paint themselves as these holy people, the liberal, as I read in Isaiah 32. But they're being exposed by Yahweh Shem Yahawashi and his prophets, right? So again, Job 13:4. But you are forgers of lies, you are physicians of no value. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Ba'Shem Rakak Kodash. Shalom to the elect. Kwam Yashala.